you're here. Just 2 quick seconds and then I will be right on the video. How are you guys doing? Let me know where you're watching from today. Did you miss me? I've missed you guys. I'm glad to be back working on stuff. Hi everyone. Yes, take a minute and say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. How are you guys doing with the new year? Is it starting out on a good foot? Hi Julie and Wendy and Debbie and Lydia. I'm glad to be back. It was a long break. Felt like longer than it should have been. All right, let's get this party started. Hello. Hi guys. Heather Powers from Humble Beads. Hope you guys are doing good. I am a bead maker, jewelry designer, author, illustrator, and of course your all-around creative muse. It's my job every week to get you guys inspired and get those beads off of the bead table. And I'm looking. Let's see. How's the volume, guys? I have it turned up all the way, so hopefully that's good. Of course, I haven't haven't done anything for a while, so maybe things have been moved around a little. I don't know. Oh, you guys, look at all these sweet messages from you. My little assistant sneaking out while they get a chance. All right. Hi, guys. Oh, I just love all these messages. Hi, Nancy and Candy, Brenda. We have my friend Cassandra from Beads to Live By here. Diana, Angela, so many people. Krista, hi, guys. Chris Peace, my good buddy. Candy, hello. Okay, guys, good. Sounds like the volume's good. So didn't mean to highlight your post, Angela, but hi. Okay, all right, so looks like we got everything set up. We're ready to go. And I have a fun project for you guys. So I did have a nice break. It was very relaxing and calm and full of family time. But I've kind of noticed in my life that things are like, there's always, and it's everyone's life, not my life, but there's always good with bad and hard times with fun times. And so I wanted to make a necklace today to remind myself of all the seasons of my life. And so I'm making this New Year Talisman necklace. And one thing, well, there's lots of things about beads, but did you guys know that beads were the first things that were non-functional found in graves in human graves over 10,000 years ago? Maybe longer, but for sure I know it was over 10,000 years ago. So the first things that humans found value in were beads, besides, surviving. And I feel like that carries down through the ages to this very day. And so I have a really pretty necklace I hope to make to wear during some challenging times that are coming up, and to give me some courage and hope. And that's the power of jewelry sometimes, right? So I'm super excited to share this with you guys. I'm going to turn my camera around, and I have this design laid out. Well, it was laid out before I got it all a little messed up. So I'm going to show you guys, first thing I'm going to show you guys is how to make a little branch bead. And this one hasn't been antiqued yet. I need to antique it, but that's what we're going to make. And so I don't have my antiquing stuff, like the real antiquing stuff. So I think I'm just going to grab a little bit of black vintage ultimate soul paint and give it a little faux antiquing real quick. And then later I can do one with liver of sulfur. So let me show you guys what this looks like. Antiqued a little. And antiqued is in air quotes there, in case you didn't see those air quotes. And my had a little bit of dryness, so I had to poke it with the needle. And so Ultimate Soul Paints is what I'm going to use to do the antique, quote unquote, antique finish on here. And I'm just going to paint this on lightly. Oh, it really would work better with liver sulfur, but that's not an option at the moment. But I definitely want you to be able to see that texture, so just darkening it up a little will help. Oh, not really. I really need to antique it. Let me get another little coat on here. So I use Liver of Sulfur Extended Life Gel for my antiquing, but this will work in a pinch. So you can see some of the texture in there, although I really don't like that. Let me just go on from that. I'm going to show you guys what to do, and then I'll take a picture of it antiqued later, because that just doesn't work out quite like I want to. And I think my family's already gone. Let me put you on mute for 1 second. Okay. We got those guys on the mission. I am going to show you guys step by step how to do these cute little birch branches. Oh, can I have a little bit of water too? Like in a bowl or a cup? Thank you. They just knew right where everything was. I'm using this hardware wire, well, plumbing wire from the hardware store. And it's about 14 gauge wire. You find it in the plumbing section at the hardware store, at your big box hardware store. Super, well, not super cheap, but cheaper than the jewelry places. And you want to cut it a little bit shorter than what you want your finished design, because the hammering is going to shorten it out. And I'm just cutting it with the flush cutters evenly on both sides. And now I'm going to straighten this out as much as I can before I hammer it. And it's a tough piece of wire. Thank you so much, my friend. Oh, even better. Thank you. Oh, put it right next to me.
Which one's better?
Oh, I'll take them both.
Let's make it shake.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, things I'm doing off the camera that you guys can't see is I have my liver of sulfur gel, and I will show that to you in just a second. So this is the extended life liver of sulfur gel. This is my favorite thing to use to antique copper or sterling silver, and I just put a drop of it in this little pill bottle with water, and this is just a really easy way to do your stuff on the go, and just letting this set in here for a second. I might have to take it out and I'm gonna take it out and scuff it up just a little bit with some steel wool, because the paint had already adhered to it. So I'm going to just clean that off with steel wool. I need just a tiny bit more. Of my liquid concoction here. Oh, and I got it on my fingers, so now my fingers are all yellow. And it smells like rotten eggs. Great day. Alright, so I've just stuck this in here and it's already ready to go. You can just pull it out with your fingers and you guys can see that's given me a really nice dark patina. I have a little jar of clear water that I just stuck that in. I'm going to clean off my hands real quick because that was disgusting. And now I'm just going to take the steel wool and lightly go over it to lift off some of that highlights so you can see much, much better, right, you guys? Love that. Yes, and so the liver of sulfur in the pill bottle, you can fill up all the way up with the water, stick a few pieces in there, put your lid on it, and shake it, and it works even quicker. So, something to keep in mind. Okay, let me show you guys really quickly how to make this. I am going to be hammering, so you might want to turn me down just a little. We're going to be using our steel bench block, and this is like, I don't have my ruler here with me, but about 1.5 inches. Let's say about 1.5 inches for my 14 gauge wire. All right, guys, now we're going to just hammer away real quick. I'm going to move my beads off the area I'm hammering. And so I have the rubber underneath and then the steel block, and I'm going to be aggressively hammering. And I'm going to turn it over to the other side. The trick to this is to keep moving the piece. So you're going to be working top to bottom, and then you're going to flip it over. And if you hammer, like if I just leave this and hammer it a whole bunch, it's going to bend. So by flipping it over back and forth, hammering it evenly on both sides, it's going to help me keep this little stick as straight as a stick should be. And I'm going to flip it over again, and I can see it's starting to bend. So you want to flip that over and hammer on this side, and that will help straighten it out a little. Sorry for the noise. Can't be helped. It's a great way to get out your New Year's frustrations. In case your resolutions haven't gone like you wanted. Although I hope none of you do resolutions. Life is just too short. Alright, flipping over again. And I'm definitely getting a curve, so I want to go on this side and hammer right where that curve is starting. And that will help straighten it out a little. But my original piece is a little bit curvy too, so we are making branches after all. They are not straight. Okay, and one side is going to be punched and then the other isn't, so I'm going to do one side a little bit thicker and one side is going to be flatter. I'm actually going to leave this one a little bit thicker than my original one because I felt like my original one was too thin. All right, yes. Oh, sorry, doesn't make for the best video. I wish I could fast forward this for you guys. I should have done it before the video, but that would take too much thought. Okay, so this end is going to be where I poke the hole, and I want it to be wide enough so that I could actually poke a 1.5 millimeter hole into the end here. And that should be plenty big. So that's what I'm going to go with. I have a little file. I'm just going to set this down here and just go over the end just a little bit so that it doesn't catch on my clothes when I'm wearing it. You know, nothing worse than having your shirt snag from jewelry, right, guys? Okay, so all of the little beads that I've picked for my project have symbolism for me. And so my little necklace is almost like a little piece of poetry for me to wear and to remind myself of little bits of encouragement whenever I need it and wear the necklace. going right along here. You want to get that smoothed out. I just run my finger along it and make sure there's no little burrs that's going to scratch anything. Okay, looks and feels good. I'm going to take my 1.5 millimeter hole punch. And this one is from Vintage. And I'm going to punch a hole right here on the end. So I have my little hole. I'm going to hit it with the hammer, which will smooth out any rough edges. Now, you guys know how much I love my riveting hammer. And so the riveting hammer has a square head on one side and this tapered end on the other side, and this is what's going to give us that birch bark texture. So I'm going to be running hammering up and down on this stick with the end here and I'm tilting it left to right so that I get like those bigger gouges on here that will look like the eyes on a piece of birch. Can you guys see that? See how that's going on there? So I'm going to do that up and down. Not being too precious with it. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to straighten it out just with my thumb and finger. I'm going to throw this in my liver of sulfur real quick. This darkened up. I'm kind of use my brush since I'm not shaking it because I dropped my top on the floor. Don't tell anyone. Okay, so that's darkened enough. It's a little bit lighter than I usually do, but I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, and then I'm gonna scrub along here. Well, not scrub, just barely buff on the front and the back with this is super fine steel wool. I think it's 4/0. So that's our finished component. Let me get this down into our grill a little so you guys can see a little bit better of what's going on. All right, so here's my piece. Oh, and look at how pretty my hands are after this. That's the fun of metalworking. It's messy. So I'm loving that little guy. I think I like it even better than the thinner piece. What do you guys think? Do you like the thicker or the thinner? I like the thicker, so I'm going to go with that. Let's see. Lydia asked if I'm going to Tucson this year. Lydia, I am not traveling for 2023. I need to be home for family reasons, so I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so let me walk you through the components of my necklace. So I have my Humble Beads winter branch house, and this little guy is to remind me that even nature needs a break, and so just to be still and rest, and you know, that's a cycle we all need to go through, even though it's so hard for me. So that's my first little guy, is the symbol of the tree in winter, to remind myself to rest. Some components like this cool little Anne Gardienne flower, no meaning. The octagon, I could say something about bees, but really that wasn't on my mind, although I am a pretty busy worker bee, but that wasn't part of the design. I just wanted a simple graphic loop to hang off all of these cool elements. So I have my birch piece that I made, and the birch, do you guys know that Robert Frost poem about the birch trees and how he's, as a boy, running and swinging on them? And so that got me thinking about how we need to be flexible in life, and to just go with the joy, and some things are going to pull us and bend us, and we just have to be able to snap back from them to keep going. I have an oak leaf, and this is to remind me to embrace change, which is always part of life. You have to have change. I mean, life changes whether we want it or not. I have a little feather, which symbolizes my favorite little poem from Emily Dickinson, the one that goes, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul." And I found a really cute, well, not cute, a really nice little quote last week, and it's about birds. And so I threw a little bird in here. And that quote is, "Faith is the bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark." So I'll say that again. Faith is the bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark. And so, yeah, I needed that for now. We have a fern, and okay, I just love ferns, but there was a reason to put the fern in there. And that is, I love the quote, "In the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer." And so just finding in my season of life at this moment, having that hope and just trusting and knowing things are going to work out and be okay, even during dark times. That's what that little fern symbolizes for me. And then we have the owl, which reminds me to use my wise mind, be a little smart about things, as hard as that is when you're a very feeling kind of artist. And so that's what that little guy is. I have a butterfly wing here, of course, to symbolize rebirth and renewal. Then I have a heart to symbolize love, and that everything we do is with love or doesn't have any meaning. And then I have a little nest here that symbolizes my continuing hopes and dreams for my life. And so there we go. That's what I'm going to have all of these really beautiful pieces all around. Let's see how quickly I can put this together and form it into something that reads like I want it to in my head. As you guys know, that's not always the easiest thing to do. I'm going to use this 18 gauge parawire in the art metal color. So I'm playing back and forth with the silver and copper tones in this piece. So I'm going to cut about 4 inches, and I'm just going to do simple loops on this. So I'm going to do a simple loop on the bottom. Make sure I do that on the camera for you guys. I'm sure you would appreciate that. And I'm going to close this up. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, I mean, Candy, I really wanted a necklace that had lots of meaning for me. So I chose all of those elements with all of that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to I wanted to make sure that fit okay, and I'm feeling like it's good. It's good, and I am going to grab another little bead cap to throw on top of it just to help close the hole up on it a little bit, because it does have a large hole on the bottom. So you guys, this weekend is the Great Bead Extravaganza. Are you guys getting ready for that? By getting ready, I mean preparing your snacks and telling your family to leave you alone for the weekend. Grabbing your beads to play along. Of course, if you don't have all the supplies to do the projects with the presenters at the time, just pull out a few projects to work on your own and just watch along with us and enjoy the company for the weekend and pick up all the great tips that we have to share. So I have the 2 bead caps layered on there, and now I'm going to put my house. And this one, I want the loop to be going front to back. So I'm going to bend that to the front. I'm gonna cut it as if I've forgotten how to make a loop. Jeez Louise, you guys, I'm so rusty. Although I probably would do that anyways, even if I was in the swing of things. Okay, so got my little loop there. Straighten that out a little bit, and I have an 17 gauge, not 17 gauge, 17 millimeter twisted rope that I'm going to use for the top. All right, now the first thing, I want things to be kind of cascading so that they're not always, so that they're not all squished up together. So I'm going to use a series of chain and jump rings to achieve this effect. Hi, Em. Aw, got your little grandkids with you. Hi, Eve. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're watching with your grandma. Oh. Oh, no. Donna, you need to pull out some beads and teach your friend how to make jewelry with you. So you guys could do that together and you don't have to feel guilty. All right, I have some brass chain. It's a hammered oval. So I liked the feel of this, that it kind of had the same geometric feel that we got going on with the other piece there. And I'm also going to grab some oval jump rings in copper and silver, depending on what I need for my design, so that everything has these elongated ovals on here. Ooh, and I'm even going to grab one gold one to go with my feather. All right, here we go. Let's see, I'm going to start here in the middle. I think that'll be the best. And I think I will cut, I'm going to cut 4 lengths. Well, not cut, but I'm going to open up 4 lengths. And that's the nice thing about this chain, is that it's not soldered, so that you can open and close it. Gotta love that about the vintage chains, and one of the many perks to using them. So let me see if this will fit directly on here. No, I'm definitely gonna need a jump ring. Let me see if this guy is big enough. So this is a 5 millimeter. Oh yeah, that'll be good. I hope. I reserve the right to change my mind. Just so we're clear. Okay. Here we go. Yep, that looks like it's going to work. So I'm going to close that up nice and tight. Okay, yes. And then I'm going to use the copper oval chain on the top here. I mean, not chain, larger jump ring. Oop, and it looks like it's going to have to be 3 loops so that my chain will turn the right way with my jump ring. We don't want it to be a little rebel flipping around on us while we're wearing it. So I'm going to close this up. Okay, did I put that on backwards? No, this little guy can twist around. Okay. That would have been really sad if I had done all that hard work and had it on backwards. All right, and I feel like this is right there ready to go, and it's going to hang just slightly down below, just a little bit over my charm, and I am going to grab the silver jump ring for this one. You know, you kind of gotta check things out with gravity after each little thing that you add on to make sure that it's actually going to lay the way you want it to. Oh yeah, I like that. And now I'm going to have this guy hang down kind of underneath So I want him to be a little bit below. So I'm going to take 2 of these little pieces and see if that will work for me. Or you know what? I think I am just going to use 2 5mm jump rings and then my copper other one. Okay, so all of these are going to be beads I'm going to use for the top part of my necklace. Linda, that is a great question. Carrie, these texture jump rings, I think Vintage sells a variation of them. If not, they are from Nun Design too, and I think you could get those at Lima Beads or check out other places that sell Nun Designs. I haven't started carrying them yet in our shop, so someday soon, but not quite yet. But I'm pretty sure Vintage carries some variation of the oval jump rings. Okay. Ooh. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna mix all of those metals together. So we have pewter on the bottom. Oh, and this piece is actually from Green Girl Studio. I don't know if we have, I think we have some of these still in the shop. I think I have all 3 of these guys in the shop still. And this is from Green Girl Studio. These 2 are Nun Design. And now I'm going to do my little heart, and I want my heart to go down further than this little guy. So I'm going to do the little nest first and then figure out how long I need to make that heart go down. Oh, thanks, Lynn. Lynn says that Vintage has the oval jump ring. So yeah, you guys check out our buddies over there for oval jump rings. Oh, I love making jewelry. I haven't made jewelry in a while, and so this feels really, really good, really relaxing. There's a reason this is my passion and my business. I just feel like all's right with the world when I get to make something. Okay. Now this guy, I do want him to hang down a little bit, so I'm going to use, let's do 2 of the chain. And it's smaller than the longer pendant, and so I'm hoping it falls in just the right spot. Alright, I'm using that little 5mm guide. I attach these, and I don't mind mixing the metals back and forth. That's totally fine. In fact, I think I'm going to use copper on the top of this one too, just because it will blend in a little more with the chain. So at the top I'm matching whatever I'm closest to. So instead of using silver, which would kind of break up that line, I'm going to use the copper so that it blends in a little bit more. And I just ordered more of these little hearts, so they'll be in the shop maybe at the end of the week or early next weekend. All right. Yeah. Yep. Oh, this has actually, I hate to say this because I know I'm going to jinx myself. But this has gone together really nicely. Everything has worked out really well. I might do this one just a little bit lower, but I'll live with it for a tiny bit and see what I think about it. Okay, now time to put this guy on, and we're just going to throw him on with the copper oval. And then my next charm, I'm going to do the same. I think there's enough variation in the length of these two charms, the leaf and my birch branch, that they should hang out nicely together on here. This has such a fun weight to it. It's heavy, chunky. It feels like something important. It's really nice. And, you know, a necklace like this is a great stash buster, too. Like, you can find things in your stash that have meaning to you. You don't have to necessarily go out and get all new things. This could definitely be something where you're going through and pulling out maybe some art beads that you've been hanging on to for too long because you didn't want to make something that wasn't worthy of them, which is just silly. Make it, wear it, get it out there in the world. Definitely. And so we have my art bead and pieces from Guardian, pieces from Green Girl Studio on here. So all sorts of favorites of mine. Okay, and I'm just gonna grab this little gold one. I'm cool with brass. I'm cool with it just being the little odd man out, not really matching anything at all on this necklace, because it just is the way it is. It kind of matches the top jump ring. There's a little bit more of that yellowy brass color in that top jump ring, but I'm okay with a little gold feather just standing out. All right. Oh, I really love this, you guys. It's so beautiful. All right, now my little tiny bird here, I'm going to throw on with the silver oval. And then let's talk about what I'm going to do at the top. Okay, and just so that I don't sound depressing, all these little symbols about hope and strength and accepting change. We're just going through some health issues with someone that I love, and even though that's a hard time, just want to focus on the good, positive things too. And so I don't want you guys to worry. Nothing's wrong with me. So there's my necklace on the bottom so far. And I absolutely love it. I need to get this a little bit tighter. Let's see, how do I want to do that? I'm going to need to take off the jump ring. Push it down in the hole. I don't want to. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and now that guy won't move around any on us. Okay, so my little beads here, I've picked these little guys for their symbol. And so I don't know if you guys have seen these before. They're old. They were very popular in the 70s, 60s probably. They're the Job's Tears, which are little seeds, and they naturally have a little hole that runs through them. So, okay, what kind of poetry could be more enchanting than tears that form seeds? Like, you know, it's okay to go through tears and times that are hard because they're going to grow into beautiful things. So How could I not use those? And I've just had these in my stash forever and ever. I bought them on Etsy from a seller. I don't even know who it was, guys. It was so long ago. But you can just go on Etsy and look up Job's Tears and you will find them. They have like a little husky part husk on the pointed side, and so that's where I've been starting. And just work my way through the bead on both sides. And that's all it is. So it's a natural element that has a hole in it. Oh, I was reading today too, very interesting, that the Job's Tears have been around, used in jewelry for over 2,000 years. Isn't that awesome? So, you gotta love a bead that nature just gives to us. I'm going to use my one-step looper pliers for this, where you just squeeze the handle and you get a little loop. And trim off the bottom and do the same. So this is definitely, I'm not Catholic, but it definitely has that feel of a rosary with the little beads tied up like this. And there's a great little book called, I think it's One Bead Prayer 2 is what it is, and it was about using sorry, lost my little spot here, about how to make necklaces and jewelry and small little prayer beads to use to meditate or to pray with. And you guys know that the very word bead is derived from the word prayer, so I think that's kind of cool too. Alright, so these little guys, I'm going to attach those with jump rings. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use the oval jump rings or the smaller little 5mm. I'm going to play with that off camera because you guys don't need to see me make the beaded chain. That would just be really, really long. And the other things that I have to go here, and I'm probably going to do this like color block style where I do all of the Job's Tears, all of the blue beads, and then the back is going to be the fire polish with these little peachy Picasso rose faceted 6mm beads in the back. So that's going to be my talisman necklace. I am super excited to wear this to all the upcoming doctor's appointments I'm taking my family member to. And I'll definitely be praying for them and thinking about them as I wear this necklace. So love it. Oh, just jewelry's so special, isn't it, guys? I love it. Kathy, I definitely love that you can have a piece of jewelry and it lasts for a season or a while, and then you can just take it apart and give it a whole new life. I love that. That's such a great way to think. Your jewelry doesn't have to be permanent. You don't have to worry about using the art beads, because if you don't like it, guys, you can just take it apart and start again. But here, this is a really fun design. You guys, we do sell a lot of these components in the shop, but dig around in your stash and see what works for you guys. You could use any little connector here. Some other ones that I pulled out that I thought would have worked too is the scroll. And so I could have hung each little item from the little holes in the scroll, or you could make one of the wire reefs. I have several videos showing how to do this, and so that would have been a cool solution too, to use that. Thank you guys for the good wishes. Definitely could use lots of prayers from everyone for sure. And because of the privacy of the person, I can't share any information, but yeah, prayers for my family would be amazing, or good thoughts, or healing energy, whatever goodness you want to send out into the world for my person. I would love that. Really would appreciate it. Definitely believe in having a little village to support you. It makes all the difference in the world. Okay. All right. Do you guys love this? Do you guys have okay, what I'm hoping most of all is that your little brain cells are firing and thinking, what do I have that I could use as symbols in my piece of jewelry? What's meaningful to me? Things that I could think of off the top of my head are, of course, all the elements that I've used here, but also things like dragonflies, butterflies. I can't even think of anything else. Different flowers have different meanings, so whatever you want to use for your little pieces, give it a try. Some people are really soothed and comforted by the sea, and so having elements that were related to the sea could be important for you. And so make yourself a necklace sometime soon that you can wear during the times that you need a little bit of comfort. And so that's what this baby is all about. And that is just the beauty and power of creating, isn't it? So important. All right. Speaking of creating, we have a few little things to talk about before you run off today. Oh, Kathy, yes, definitely using stones for their different qualities. I love that. I don't use stones as much as I would like. I just don't have a big collection of them, but I do love that you use them for their different properties that they have. You could also use a stone, and I didn't even think about this. I may grab a little bead in the birthstone color of someone who's important to you. So I'm probably going to put the person that I'm going to be praying for, their little birthstone on here too, so that I can think about them. All right, now some things that's going on behind the scenes and other creative places. We have the Humble Beads VIP party group, and if you're not a member, look up Humble Beads VIP party group and join our group. We have a monthly theme, and for 2023 I am doing mood boards every month, and so here's a little snippet of the January mood board. So it has a theme, it has some beads that you might be inspired by, and it has a little color palette, and you can use the mood board however it inspires you for the month. Make a piece of jewelry featuring some Humble Beads or beads from the Humble Beads shop and upload it to the group, and you will be entered for a $50 gift certificate at the end of the month. So just a fun way to get you guys making and sharing and connecting with each other. And then on Friday we're going to have here, I'll show this one first. Friday we have our big group preview party at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Great Bead Extravaganza, and that's going to be showing a preview of all the projects that everyone's going to be working on. We have 7 presenters for Saturday and 7 presenters for Sunday. All of the videos will be available to watch afterwards, so if you can't make one or your friend has just had enough of beads, you can go back and watch and watch one later. My presentation is going to be Sunday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, so I'm going to be a little bit later than normal, and this is the project we're going to be working on. I will have more kits available this weekend. I've sold out of the first little batch because I'm not doing pre-orders for this month. I'm just too overwhelmed. So we are only putting together kits and then selling what we have. So I will have more of these little chickadee kits. The little leaf isn't available right now for the new kits, so there'll be another little leaf that I have ordered that will be on the necklace, so it'll be slightly different. But the main focus of what we'll be doing for the Great Bead Extravaganza is learning how to make those French beaded leaves which are so easy. It's wire work technique, guys, with 24 gauge wire. So if you don't have 24 gauge wire or size 11 seed beads, that's your mission before Sunday. Gather up some of those so that you guys can make the beaded leaves with me. They're super fun, super easy, and I think you guys would get a lot out of making them along with me for the video, during the video. And you can use them for earrings, you can use them as little elements and pendants, and you can do them in every color of the rainbow. And it's a slight variation of the traditional French beading technique. So if you know how to make French beaded leaves, check it out anyways, because I do it just a little bit differently to make it into a charm. So that's it, guys. That's the whole program. That's all of it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate having you guys here. So along with the Great Bead Extravaganza, there'll be free beads for orders. And of course, I don't make you wait until the weekend. So any orders you guys place this weekend, we will be throwing freebies, the same deal that we'll be doing for the weekend. We'll be throwing that in your orders all week. We're not gonna it won't be just for this weekend. Lynn, it's at 2 p.m. on Sunday as my presentation, and then I posted the whole schedule on the Humble Beads page yesterday, so you can go back and look on that. And of course, you can go to the Great Bead Extravaganza, either the group or the page, and get the schedule there too. But it's on my page, my Humble Beads page for you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. There won't be a coffee break this week because, we got lots of videos this weekend. So I will be back next week, Wednesday and Friday, for the regular scheduled program. And I need to look at my schedule. Lots of doctor's appointments coming up. So hopefully I can keep that. But definitely 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be here with the Leaf Project. You guys are going to love it. So much fun. Such a great way to add some texture to your designs. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I will go through and check out the comments. If you guys had any questions, let me know. We have been catching up on orders, so if you need a tracking number, Jesse's been sending those out today, so you guys should all hear from Jesse today. He's been answering emails and getting caught up as quickly as he can with all of that. And so that's it, guys. Thank you so much. New kits will be available during the show on Sunday, and so that's it. Ronnie, you never thought you'd be so excited to try a French beaded leaf. Super fun, you guys. It's wire wrapping. It's so easy, so cool. I love it. So, all right. Thanks, guys. I'll quit saying goodbye to you. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Thank you guys for joining me, and we'll see you on this whole weekend. I'll be watching the presentations along with you guys, so I'm sure I'll see you making comments and watching too.